Let's now settle for the very first story. CEO of Rice Processing Company HGL Limited, Senyor Hosi, says government support for local rice producers is inadequate, undermining Ghana's quest to produce and consume its own rice. His concern comes on the back of a lack of support from the state to cultivate 2,500 hectares of land, despite President Akufo-Addo's assurance to the HGL company. Currently, checks from some local markets and rice millers indicates a limited quantity of made in Ghana rice on the market. Frederico visited a farm at Adaklu in the Volta region and has come through with this report.
The field is plain, partly green and brown. On the brown fields, you'd see some rice cultivated from the previous season. Over 2,000 hectares of land lie fallow after the first phase of rice production. The HGL rice milling factory, located on the whole Adaklu stretch, is currently redundant, expecting major support from the state. CEO of the Chamber of Bulk Oil Distributors, Senyor Hosi, who owns HGL Limited, says he can only move at a snail pace as a result of his low financial capacity.
Owning it was more driven by a belief in a certain socio-economic outcome, and it has people at the middle of it. So I am indifferent about how politics and bureaucracy would want to play around it. Their lives I intend to impact, and I'm committed to impact them. All right, and but for that I wouldn't be doing this. Agric is a tough calling in this country. Commercial agric is a very tough calling, and we want to solve a problem. We think that this country has agriculture and tourism as its trump card to scale its economic challenges.
Currently, there is limited supply of locally produced rice on the markets, especially coming after the Christmas season. This factory, when fully operational, will produce 20,000 tons of rice. The president had earlier visited the site of HGL Limited, producers of Gogo Jasmine rice, and expressed his commitment to support the vision, which he identified as part of government's industrialization agenda. But has that promise been fulfilled?
And we're hoping we could have that done with one of the GASE projects, because government supports them. So if we could support them under our umbrella, so we will be the off-takers of their output, provide the technical support whilst they probably give the inputs. That would help us minimize a bit of the working capital we need to get a project running, which runs into, for phase one, we would need about close to 12 million cedis. We are looking at competing not to just any local rice, we are looking at competing with the imports. So our first run, which was done last year, effectively and easily outperforms the imported jasmine rice from Thailand. And that's the standard we are focused on. We want to look at the what people tend to call Ghana rice.
The arable land lying fallow may only produce during a season due to erratic rain patterns. To avoid this, a dam is being constructed for irrigation purposes. This building is to house energetic youth who buy into the idea. This farmhand tells me they have to make secondary use of the land by cultivating other products.
We intend to do veggie over here. We intend to do different kind of vegetables. Already we pilot cauliflower, we pilot beetroot, we pilot cabbage, and we pilot onion, and we pilot spring onion. Let's say if you are a student or if you are a graduate, you want to come into farming, I don't think you can face the difficulties in the farming unless there must be a helping hand. Or you are very strong or sound financially.
Well, people say farming is lucrative, but obtaining startup capital for investment may be a difficult task, especially when all avenues for support fail. Fred Duhos reports from Adaklu in the Volta region for Joy Business.
Let's now turn attention to coronavirus. Now, there's been some confusion among some travelers at the Kotoka International Airport as government's restrictions on travel kicked in this afternoon. Many countries have also activated travel bans as part of measures to help contain the coronavirus outbreak. Earlier at the airport, some passengers were on hand to make changes to their flight schedules, while others had come to cancel their flights to reflect the current travel restrictions. My colleague Sheila Tamaklo has been interacting with some passengers and airline operators, and has more in this report.
Contrary to expectation of seeing an empty ticketing office due to several travel restrictions across the globe, scores of disappointed persons had gathered at the ticketing office of the agents handling passengers of Air France and KLM. Their reason to either get back to Europe before the travel ban or alter their travel dates for the future.
I say, so now we'll take it all. Because I'm on for a rush, any problem.
I had wanted to leave yesterday, but the flight was full, and today the place is still packed. We have families overseas, and we need to get to them. I spoke to my daughter, who now says I should hold on because there's a ban on movement.
I was
here yesterday, and then I changed to the 10th of next month. But unfortunately, I was called by my employer to also extend the date.
Okay.
Yeah.
So which country are you heading towards?
I'm going to Germany, Berlin precisely. Maybe I'm going to extend for 2 months, for the next 2 months. Maybe I'll be going somewhere in May. Yeah, and my company is, we have different branches, and then they are trying to close down all the branches. So they asked me to stay back for some time and then be safe, because they feel that it's safe here.
Ghana for 10 months because I take it here 1 year.
I had wanted to extend my stay as the epidemic had worsened, but I was worried of the extra cost. However, when I got to KLM, they said there will be no extra charges due to the current situation.
Because of the situation now, KLM for so I had the offer say,
Country manager for KLM Air France says the airlines will be cutting 70 to 90% of flights to reduce the losses.
Our flights will go via Amsterdam to the US. There is a flight ban between the US and Europe, so also there are no passengers. And I'm virtually flying empty as from this afternoon. Outbound flights Accra to Europe are full because everybody is planning to return to the home country. So on that part, you have seen our ticket office in the front, it is full. People are rushing off to the home country, and be it Amsterdam, be it Europe, be it I don't know where. It is estimated, yesterday there was a message from our CEO, Mr. Alberts, that 70 till 90% of our flights will be cancelled to worldwide network. Because there is a ban on Far East, there are bans on the USA, within Europe you cannot travel anymore, and flights will be grounded because we simply don't have passengers.
Meanwhile, several other airlines have taken similar actions, all because of the coronavirus outbreak. These include Brussels Air, which has suspended its flights temporarily effective 21st of March. For Joy Business, Sheila Tamaklo reporting.
And as part of its contribution to help combat the coronavirus outbreak in Ghana, Enterprise Group has extended some support to the Ghana Health Service, Noguchi Memorial Institute, and the Rich Hospital. These are in the form of cash, donations, and life insurance policies. According to Chief Financial Officer of Enterprise Insurance, Daniel Labiteku, fervent action needs to be taken to manage the spread of the virus in the country.
The nature and spread of the coronavirus places a responsibility on all individuals and corporate bodies to help in the fight against the spread of the virus. Chief Financial Officer of Enterprise Insurance, Daniel Labiteku, says this is having a negative impact on human health across the continent and needs urgent attention.
We have put in place life insurance cover for the Ghana Health Services, for all their frontline staff. Including doctors, nurses, and all other support staff who help to manage the pandemic. A life insurance cover to the tune of 20 million, which should cover at least 2,000 beneficiaries. In addition to that, we also supported Noguchi Memorial Institute with a cash of 60,000 to support in the procurement of testing equipment, testing materials. And finally, we're also supporting the Rich Hospital, who are our neighbors here, with 40,000 to also procure consumables to help manage patients who will be referred to them.
He added that Enterprise Group has taken some precautionary measures to ensure the safety of its workers and clients. He said for now, clients are encouraged to use their online platform to limit physical contact.
Yes, we encourage them to minimize physical visit to our centers and make use of our online platforms, our USSD platforms that are effective in communicating with us. The online platforms are user-friendly for all customers. All you need is to download, and I believe a lot of our customers have downloaded the app, and it's an interactive platform that you can engage with and seek any information, clarification that you need on your policy.
Mr. Tieku then called on other organizations to help support the healthcare system to help combat the disease. Alberta BCU for Joy Business.
And in Kumasi, many petty traders are said to be switching off their businesses to cash in on coronavirus preventive items, which is in high demand. Some petty traders at the central market are now dealing in sanitizers, hand gloves, and nose masks, among others. Prince Appiah visited some commercial hubs within the Garden City to monitor the situation and has come through with this report.
So right from the Roman Hill bus terminal down to the Kumasi Central Market and along the shoulders of the roads here, it is business as usual. A lot of people are going about their businesses as though nothing is happening. It is for just a few people that we've observed with nose mask and hand gloves. We should say that one thing we've observed is the business booming around those selling hand gloves and sanitizers, and most of them are petty traders.
The business is good. We pray that disease leaves us. I used to do donkomi before I switched to selling gloves. We sell at 1 cedi. Others are selling at 3 cedis. It was announced that we protect ourselves. That is why I am selling these items. A pair of hand gloves is 3 cedis and a nose mask is 5 cedis. I am a bread seller, but this business is good for now. So when everything is over, I sell for a week more, then I revert to selling bread. I have sold 10 boxes of sanitizers and a nose mask today.
Gross and a handset in my beton. Seconia Valo, so Seconia, Yentimin Campo.
It is difficult, but we are trying hard to protect ourselves. For us tilapia sellers, we prefer using sanitizers to wearing the gloves because it gets torn easily.
We wrap the neck with a special sanitizer, so we try not to allow the sweat of the customer to get onto the material we use.
For them, they're excited about the business boom, but of course they pray that this particular disease or infection gets out of our country. My name is Prince Appiah reporting from Kumasi.
And back in Accra, panic buying of hand sanitizers has resulted in a shortage of the products amid the coronavirus scare. From pharmacies to retail outlets, alcohol-based wraps are now in high demand, leading to price fixing and profiteering. Checks at some pharmacies show hand sanitizers, which were previously going for 5 Ghana cedis, have shot up to 15 Ghana cedis each, and at some places 20 Ghana cedis. PZ Cousins, distributors of sanitary products and detergents, are concerned over this national trend. Charles IT has been assessing the situation and has come through with this report.
So in the wake of the coronavirus here in Ghana, so many Ghanaians are rushing in for one essential commodity, which is hand sanitizers. We've seen it at various pharmacies, shelves being cleared on a daily basis.